where I come from. The boys are rough, the girls get dirty, marching to a different drum. They may say we are a peculiar people too. One thing's for sure, they can't ignore these Appalachian roots. We got soul in our grass, we put love in our shine, and we still believe in coal in our minds can't break us apart. We're joined at the heart, it's more than just pride. Over here on the East Kentucky side, Mama's word is gold in these hollers. Daddy does the best he can, paving the way for our sons and daughters, mining and farming this land. Oh, they may say we are a peculiar people too. One thing's for sure, they can't ignore these Appalachian roots. Ooh, we got soul in our grass, we put love in our shine, and we still believe in coal in our minds can't break us apart. We're joined at the heart, it's more than just pride. Over here on the East Kentucky side. Ain't nothing like East Kentucky. Life is hard, but still we're lucky to live in the land of storybook hills. The music is good and the people are real. Ooh, we got soul in our grass, love in our shine. We still believe in coal in our minds can't break us apart. We're joined at the heart, it's more than just pride. Over here on the East Kentucky side, ooh, we got soul in our grass, love in our shine. We still believe in coal in our minds. Ooh, oh, it's more than just pride. Oh, over here on the East Kentucky side. Oh, over here on the East Kentucky side.
We are back, and you are listening to Overtones on Lexington Community Radio, WLXU 93.9 FM Lexington. And that was Joanna Oldfield and James Moore of the duo Joanna James. Let's welcome them to the studio. What was the name of that song?
East Kentucky side.
Awesome. Sounds great. And we also have Jill Hamlin and Reed Fields of Little Bit More. And Ray Adams and Whitney Acke of, I guess we call it Whitney and Ray. Or is it Ray and Whitney?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever.
Okay. Let's welcome them to the studio. First of all, Jill and Reed came up as big winners at the Lexington Music Awards the other night, and Whitney took home quite the amount of hardware in some categories. And she's looking at me like, what? But she was a triple winner the other night, and Whitney and Ray also won Song of the Year. Right?
Yeah, we did.
So tell us about your other categories, Whitney.
Oh, let's see. I won for singer-songwriter, which I'm nominated for every year, and I never win. So I was really not expecting that.
So this was the first time you won that category?
Yeah, I was like always the bridesmaid for that category. Which but I was not prepared at all. And then Ray Adams and I won for Song of the Year. And then the Twisted Cork won for the community service for our songwriters in the round. So we had a good time.
Wonderful. And Jill and Reed, you took home what I call the big prize. On the Grammys, it would be the big prize, right? The Album of the Year. And I think Jill could have also won the category for the most excited win.
Loved it.
It was so awesome watching Jill win this award and the excitement that went up on the stage. So, Jill, let me ask you, since you were very excited.
Oh, gosh.
What did this mean to you?
Oh my goodness. It meant, well, it was just an honor. I mean, it still really hasn't set in. I don't think that we actually won this award. It was just very humbling and very exciting, and just to be in a room with all those singers and songwriters and performers and musicians, just everybody being there together to be together and to support each other. That was just a miracle, and just wonderful to experience. And then we heard our name, and then kind of, I guess, the lights went out and I lost my mind.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it was, I call it my
very
Price is Right
entertaining.
moment. It's like, oh my gosh, and I was running and smacking people's
did look like
hands.
a Price is
It really was. It was so charming.
It was charming.
Yeah, I couldn't keep up with her, so I was trying to.
Running behind her.
Yeah.
What did this mean to you?
I was just, we put a lot of hard work in this, and I know everybody did in that category. It was just like all of our, we have a lot of people that support us, and it kind of for them too as well, because this music, we had a lot of people support and buy the album, so making that worthwhile, I guess, even another time having that album. We were fortunate enough to have the album release party over at the Twisted Cork, and we had so much support out for that, and it was just a great night, and just kind of, we had a great group of guys that were supposed to come on stage with us, and they didn't. I think they were embarrassed of us after Jill ran down there, but the band that recorded with us, Gerald Blevins and Vernon Lewis and Buddy Richardson, and those guys didn't show up on stage, and we were so excited to be there we didn't even mention them, so we felt bad about that.
Well, we'll mention them now.
Yeah, we're mentioning them now. So, and hopefully we've got a EP in the works here. We're going to try to start working on pretty soon. We've got enough material now to do that. So, and a shout out to Station West of Nashville, Kyle Manor, who's a Kentucky boy. So we can shout out to him, and he did a great job helping produce and engineer that thing for us too. So just a great night.
Wonderful. And Jill and Reed are kind of like the Bluebird Cafe stars, right?
They are.
So, do you ever run into Deacon Claiborne and Raina James?
No, not yet. We have not, but when we do, we'll tell him to say hello.
Have you seen any celebrities come into the cafe
Oh gosh.
while you're there?
I think Don Schlitz
Don
played.
Schlitz.
He was a feature writer one night, and he's had enough hits that anybody could quit after writing half the hits that he's written. So it was pretty neat to meet him, and every time you're in there, there's a chance to see, anybody. And that was very humbling. And when we went to audition at the Bluebird, it was like 70 songwriters in a room. We've never been in Nashville playing. We'd never been there, and they took 5 out of the audition. I think it said most 5. So. And you're in a room elbow to elbow, and all those songwriters that are really good. And we didn't have a lot of confidence, and we were nervous, really nervous. And we both told each other when we left that we wouldn't make it that round. And I think they got the wrong number, but they picked us.
We are so glad they did
We
that.
answered the call anyway.
We are going to talk more with a little bit more and Ray and Whitney, but I want to transition back over to Joanna James. First of all, one of the two of you, tell me about Joanna James.
Wow, so we actually got started back in 2015?
Yeah, 2015
Yeah.
in the fall.
In the fall, and we don't really tell a lot of people this, but we met on Craigslist. So we
so
say
far,
music,
That's a
music
great story.
directory is what we actually say, but we were both looking for artists to collaborate musically, and it just so happened that it worked out.
Yeah.
So we've been together writing music ever since, and been playing live for the last 2 years. We actually have a music history before we got together. James has played with several Lexington acts over the years, and I still perform with a vocal group in East Kentucky. So,
Well, it's wonderful. And how about you?
Well, we have I'll say that with our duo, one of the fun things is we just write a lot of music. And we're actually finishing our first album, which is a tribute to Kentucky. We've written 12 original songs for that. And then Joanna's got one we're putting on there too that she wrote. So they're all, well, we're including My Old Kentucky Home. We obviously didn't write that, but we're doing our own version of it. And but we've written so many songs, so we're hopefully going to do some more albums in time. We've got a lot of material, but there's just some chemistry we have that seems to work.
Well, Warren and I saw you, I guess for the first time we had seen you was at the Twisted Quark at the Songwriters in the Round. And Whitney, talk to us about Joanna James.
Oh my gosh, they're amazing. They do have, it's interesting, for duos, I think immediately the audience can sense if there is an authentic connection musically between the two or not. And they have just a very natural, authentic connection. You can feel it, you can see it. They're both incredible. Joanna is one of my favorite vocalists, without a doubt. James is an incredible instrumentalist. He plays everything and plays it so well. So putting them together is just, it's quite magical.
Wonderful. Well, Joanna is here for 2 reasons today, to bless us with the wonderful songs, but she's going to be my sidekick for the segment of the show called This Is My Town. So we're going to try to, every couple of weeks, have artists come in and sing a special song about a Kentucky city, a town, or an economic, social condition in the state. And I think this is a really good way to promote the songwriters of this state and the wonderful things that they do. And I will just applaud you for having the Songwriters in the Round as one of the forums that people can share their music in that way.
Oh, yeah, we love it.
So Joanna will be joining me to kind of introduce some of these other artists that we're going to have on. But today, I'm going to ask her to kind of share, as they mentioned, you have an entire CD, right, based on Kentucky songs?
Yes.
And that's coming out?
Hopefully the beginning of April.
We're just fine-tuning a few little things on it. We've about got it ready to go. So.
Okay, well, what song are you going to sing for us next?
I think we're going to do West Kentucky Waterlands.
Okay. Can you give us some background on the song?
Well, the song actually is about the land between the lakes. So when we wrote the album, we were trying to include as many aspects of Kentucky as we could and not leave anyone out.
Yeah, and Joanna's from Eastern Kentucky, and I'm from Central, so we were getting a little bit, maybe a little bit biased on our end of the state. We're like, we better write
We're going to have to get some balance
Western
in there, right?
Kentucky, right?
Yeah, so we had to put something in there, and it came up, what better thing to write about when you think of Western Kentucky, except for Land Between the Lakes. I know they do have the Bluegrass, Blues, and Barbecue Festival, but for some reason, West Kentucky Waterlands had the ring to it. So,
well, wonderful. Well, let's hear one more from Joanna James.
There's a land in the west north of Tennessee, bordered by the Ohio and Mississippi, and all the lakes with the land in between. We know Paducah and west of Bowling Green. There's an inland paradise so lovely and pristine, and all the lakes with the land in between we know. All these western waterlands of Kentucky make me proud to call her home. And all the lakes with the land in between we know. All these western waterlands of Kentucky make me proud to call her home. There's a land in the west north of Tennessee, bordered by the Ohio and Mississippi.
That was great.
Thanks a lot.
Wonderful.
Thank
Great
you.
job. We will be back after these messages.